Hello there. Today we are talking about The Tyger by William Blake. The Tyger is a short poem by visionary English poet William Blake, and it is often said to be the most widely anthologized poem in the English language. It consists entirely of questions about the nature of God and creation, particularly whether the same God that created vulnerable beings like a lamb could also have made the fearsome tiger. The tiger becomes a symbol for one of religious most difficult questions. Why does God allow evil to exist? At the same time, however, the poem is an expression of marvel and wonder at the tiger and its fearsome power, and by extension, the power of both nature and God. The Tyger contains only 6 stanzas, and each stanza is 4 lines long. The first and the last stanza are same, except for one word change to summarize the poem together here. Actually, there is no narrative movement in the Tyger. The speaker is questioning the tiger. The first stanza opens the central questions: what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? The second stanza questions the tiger about where he was created. The third about how the creator formed him. The fourth about what tools were used for his creation. The fifth stanza goes on to ask about how the creator reached to the creation, the tiger, and who exactly was the creator. Finally, the sixth stanza restarts the central question while raising the stakes, rather than merely question what or who could create the tiger. The fearful, the speaker wonders who dares. Okay, this poem is about the creation of tiger. The writer expresses that everything present in the universe reflects the image of its creator despite their cruel nature. The emphatically striking image of the tiger makes him think of its creator, and he doubts if this violent thing is created by God or Satan. In fact, he gets puzzled at the sight of a tiger in the dark. Therefore, he poses a series of questions about his fierce appearance and the creator who has created it. On seeing its perfect symmetry, he questions what tools could God have used to craft its body. He also resolves as his questions are unanswerable and beyond human understanding. By comparing the tiger with fire, and he talks about the existence of evil in the world. However, what he intends the readers is the way he has juxtaposed evil and good in the poem. He has put good and evil together in the poem. So, the speaker in the poem is puzzled at the sight of the tiger in the night, and he asks it a series of questions about its fierce appearance and about the creator who made it. As I already reminded you, wonder and good versus evil are the major themes of the poem. Wonder and good versus evil are the major themes in the poem by William Blake here, that's Tyger. The poem brings out the strength and symmetry of this fearsome yet awe-inspiring animal who symbolizes both the beauty and terror of natural existence. The Tyger is a poem made of questions. There are no less than 13 question marks and only one full sentence that ends with a period or full stop instead of a question mark. Addressing the tiger, the speaker questions it as its creation, essentially, who made you, Mr. Tiger? How were you made? Where? Why? What was the person or thing that made you? And now let's come to point for discussion of the poem. It's a poem from the Songs of Innocence that was published in 1794. It's highly symbolic, mystic and visionary poem based on Blake's personal philosophy and spiritual and intellectual revolution by individuals. The first verse in this poem is refreshingly simple in diction, that's choice of words, but it's highly suggestive in the use of imagery. Means surface meaning is not, it looks simple, but the Latin meaning is quite suggestive. And it's through the use of imagery the poet is trying to strength and symmetry of this fearsome yet awe-inspiring animal that symbolizes both the beauty and terror of natural existence. Okay. You see, this poem is particularly remarkable for the way it conveys a sense of strenuous exertion that went into welding and molding the tiger, and implicitly the massive strength of the maker, the creator, and is capitalized here as he mastered his material. There is a riddle in the universe where it takes all sorts to make a world, tiger as well as land. That's you can see in line 20 of this poem. And the tiger as a poem is rich in literary devices. It's very typical or very good or typical example of a piece of literature, piece of poetry. And there are different figures of speech devices used here. The first one is assonance, which is the repetition of the vowel sound in the same line, such as the sound I in the tiger, tiger, burning bright. Tiger, tiger repeated and bright repeated, thrice repeated here. I sound is thrice repeated in tiger, tiger and bright. This spelling Y and IGH, spelling Y, that the poet has used tiger spelling, he has used the spelling Y to stress, to sound it different. And actually the spelling is Tiger, but here he has used this Y to signify what he is trying to say. His tiger is different than others' tiger. It's a mysterious tiger. It's, that's type of creation of the God. And that's tiger, tiger, right, three times. I vowel, that is diphthong repeated. And another figure of speech here or device of literature is metaphor. It's a figure of speech used to compare two objects or person different in nature. Unlike simile, there is no comparing word like or as. Here, there is direct comparison. And two objects or person different in nature are compared without using resembling words like or as. In the second line of the poem, in the forests of the night, he compares tiger with darkness and repression. Similarly, in the sixth line, burn the fire of thine eyes, he compares its eyes with fire of something evil. And striking point, a striking literary device that is used here is a rhetorical question. A question that is not asked to receive an answer. The questioner or the person who asks the question doesn't expect the answer. The answer is embedded in the poem itself, but it's a different type of question. That is philosophical question, which we call a rhetorical question. It is just to make the point clear to the reader, to the audience. Blake has used a series of questions in this poem to emphasize his point, such as given below. What the hammer, what the chain, in what furnace was thy friend? Did he who made the lamp make thee? Okay. And another device here in the poem is personification. Personification is attributing or giving human qualities, that is humanizing, to inanimate things. This attributing human qualities, that's called personification. Blake has used personification in the 5th stanza, where he considers stars as human. When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, there is personification. The stars are personified, and their tears. And if the stars from the skies are there would be no tears. Okay, and humanized stars would shed tears, and their tears would water the heaven. And next device of literature used in the poem is alliteration. It's the repetition of consonant sounds in the same lines, such as the sound of ta and ba in Tyger, Tyger, burning bright. The first two words, Tyger, Tyger, ta sound repeated. In the last two words, burning bright, ba sound repeated in burning and bright. And the sound of fa in dea frame thy fearful symmetry. Frame, fa in frame and fa in fearful. So this is again twice repeated. This is the example of alliteration. And let's talk about symbolism in the poem. Using symbols to signify ideas and qualities, giving them symbolic meanings that are different from literal meanings. Something that stands for another thing, and something that represents another thing. For example, here the tiger is the symbol of the evil and beauty both. The tiger represents evil and beauty both. The forest of the night represents unknown challenges that come across in our life. The third example here of symbol is the blacksmith, and this is a symbol of the creator, the maker. And another, or the fourth symbol used in the poem Tyger, is the fearful symmetry. The tiger is very beautiful and gracious animal, but the symmetry or the design or the finishing of this product is the symbol that existence, and that shows the existence of both good and evil. And imagery is another device used in the tiger. It's a mental picture used to make the readers perceive things with their 5 senses, sensory organs. The unique creation of God, such as what immortal hand or eye, burn the fire of thine eyes, and in the face of the night. These are 3 imagery used in the there is apostrophe. Apostrophe, there is an address, direct address to the tiger. The speaker here is addressing the tiger. Tiger, tiger, burning bright. And there is a kind of apostrophe just addressing to the tiger. With these discussions, I have come to the conclusion of today's discussion of The Tiger by William Blake. And to sum up, what I could say is The Tiger by William Blake does not resemble the tiger in the forest of the night. Thank you very much.